What's up, optimizers? Hope you're having an awesome day. Let's just jump right into it. Whether you're an inspiring entrepreneur, a competitive athlete, someone trying to get rid of a bad habit, or just looking to make some positive changes in your life at any scale, habits play a critical role to achieving your goals. In this video, we'll go over James Clear's book, Atomic Habits. The title refers to the book's fundamental message, which is tiny changes make big differences. Habits are the compound interest for self-improvement. If you've ever played with the compound interest calculator, you'll be amazed to find that an insignificant contribution over a large stretch of time will amount to a staggering sum of money. Your habits are no different. And by the way, if you've never played with a compound interest calculator, do it. It'll definitely change the way you look at investing forever. Too often, we're constantly told that in order to achieve massive success, we must take massive action. But what goes unnoticed is that all big things come from small beginnings. For example, if you get 1% better each day, you'll end up 37 times better by the end of the year. A key takeaway from this book is the fundamental understanding that your success is the result of all the little habits combined. Habits will multiply whatever you feed it. The same is said for bad habits. Let's say someone keeps making poor nutritional choices and keeps eating junk food. Sure, the effects on their health might be negligible now, but what about after a year, 5 years, 10 years? The same can be said about smoking cigarettes. Smoking a pack or two will have an effect on your health, but might not be that noticeable. But what about after 1 year or a couple of years? A similar concept discussed in this book, called latency potential, is the delay between our actions and the results. Too many times, we quit on things that we have been working on because we are not seeing the results we expect. Understanding that there is a delay between the input, our actions, and the output, our results, will change our expectation and will hopefully allow us to become more patient. Mastery, after all, requires patience. As we transition into the new year, setting goals and New Year's resolutions are a hot topic. Everyone has goals that they want to achieve. Far too often, we are told to write down our goals, visualize them, hang them up on our wall. This is all good, but this advice alone is misleading. A crucial element missing is systems and how they play an essential role to achieving our goals. Goals are all about planning. Systems are all about process. With goals alone, you have the plan established, but without action, you will get nowhere. The same can be said with systems by themselves without goals. You know how to take action, but you're going to end up moving in an aimless direction. Systems, not goals, are more indicative of where someone will be in the future, as they provide the trajectory where someone is heading. James states that you do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. There are two different approaches to behavior change, the outcome-based approach and identity-based approach. These approaches consist of 3 layers: outcome, the results; process, the systems; and identity, your beliefs. The outcome-based approach might seem like the obvious path to take when trying to take action, and is probably the more popular approach, but the big flaw with this approach is that our identity tends to get in the way because of a conflict in our self-image. This creates a kind of 2-step forward, 1-step backward scenario. An identity-based approach, on the other hand, removes the identity conflict and, more importantly, changes the belief in our self-image, which is what will allow you to experience long-lasting change. An example of the identity-based approach is when offered a cigarette, instead of saying, "No thanks, I'm trying to quit," say, "No thanks, I don't smoke." Our brains are efficient machines. Your conscious mind can only focus on one problem at a time, and whenever it sees an opportunity to delegate tasks to the unconscious mind, it will. This is beneficial because it frees your mental capacity for other tasks. Simply put, as habits are created, the level of activity in the brain decreases, which will increase your potential to achieve other goals. The second reason why people have a hard time changing habits is because we try and change them in the wrong way. Every habit, without exception, goes through the 4 stages of behavior change, also referred to as the habit loop. The 4 stages are cue, craving, response, reward. Cue is about making it obvious. Craving is about making it attractive. Response is about making it easy. Reward is about making it satisfying. What's interesting is to get rid of bad habits, all we have to do is use the inversion of the 4 stages of behavior change. So cue, instead of making it obvious, make it invisible. Craving, instead of making it attractive, make it unattractive. Response, instead of making it easy, make it difficult. Reward, instead of making it satisfying, make it unsatisfying. Some techniques to help us implement new habits are the following. The implementation intentions technique is about scheduling a time and place in your life to build a habit. Also, studies show that saying it out loud will increase the odds for success. For example, the implementation formula goes something like this. I will blank for blank time at blank space. In effect, it will be I will study French for 20 minutes at 5 p.m. in my living room. Another technique used to build new habits is something called habit stacking, which is taking an already existing habit and pairing it with a current habit. The habit stacking formula is after habit, I will, new habit. For example, after I drink coffee in the morning, I will do 5 minutes of stretching. You can habit stack multiple actions. For example, before making a sales call, I will take a deep breath and smile. Let's quickly look at the 4 laws of behavior change in more detail. There are many studies that show the most practical way to eliminate a bad habit is to reduce exposure to the cue. Simply put, you are a product of your environment and you are heavily influenced by the 5 people you spend the most time with. Self-control is more of a short-term strategy, not a long-term one. An example of how cues affect your habits is if you spend time with smokers, it increases your odds of becoming one. Spend more time with people who consume alcohol, and it will start influencing you. Cravings. Cravings are just a manifestation of a deeper underlying motive. That motive is deeply rooted to evolution. We are a byproduct of millions of years of evolution. For example, checking Instagram, this is us wanting social acceptance. On Tinder, this is us wanting to be loved. Addicted to gaming, this is us wanting to achieve status or prestige. As James states, your habits are modern day solutions to ancient desires. Another way of looking at this is in order to make hard habits easier, associate them with positivity. To make bad habits harder, associate them with negativity. For example, most people see saving money as a sacrifice. Change that mentality upside down and learn to enjoy and love saving money, as there are a ton of benefits in doing so. Response. Scientific studies show that habits form based on frequency, not time. When it comes to habits, a question that is commonly asked is, how long does it take to form a new habit? But a better question to be asking is, how many repetitions are required to make a habit automatic? Repetition is a form of change. It is a form of progress. Studies show that every time you repeat a habit over a long period of time, you are literally rewiring your brain's neural circuitry, which will grow and compound over time. The same happens with bad habits. Reward. The cardinal rule of behavior change is what is immediately rewarded is repeated, and what is immediately punished is avoided. A commonly known example of this is Pavlov's dog. Ring the bell, the dog will salivate. The first 3 laws of the habit loop focus on increasing the odds that a behavior will be executed this time. The 4th law, the reward, increases the odds that a behavior will be repeated next time, hence completing the feedback loop. Thank you so much for watching part 1 of James Clear, Atomic Habits. If you've enjoyed this video, please leave a thumbs up. If you disliked it, please leave a thumbs down. Also, please subscribe if you would want to watch more videos like these, and stay tuned for part 2. Thanks a lot, everybody.